That right there was one of the worst strike calls that I've ever seen in my entire life. So to make it up to you guys, the fact that your eyeballs had to see that, I want to show you my new Darksaber. Look at it.
Shut up, bitch.
What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap postseason edition. If this is your first time on the channel, we do this almost every single day, so don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, as well as use code Fuzzy if you're going to any last-minute playoff games, basketball games, football games. Save yourself 20 bucks off your entire order using code Fuzzy. We're going to talk about Aaron Boone signing a brand new deal with the Yankees, and a lot of Yankees fans are not happy with that. The Astros, their pitching staff continues to get punched in the mouth by the Boston Red Sox. But before we talk about all of the highlights and everything like that, I want to talk about a precedent that is going to be set in 2022. Major League Baseball and Robert Manfred, I have to give them a round of applause. This is one of the best changes in baseball history. For the longest time, minor league players have been struggling just to pay rent because we know the top prospects are going to get millions and millions of dollars in signing bonuses. But for the guys that signed from independent ball, or the guys that were drafted in the 15th round, they don't have a ton of change to just throw around on random things. They have to save all of that for their families and rent. Well, now they won't have to worry about rent. And I just want to throw up this picture right here. This is from Tom Kohler, I don't remember how to say his last name. This was his first ever minor league room. He was sharing it with like 5 to 6 guys so that they could share rent and actually be able to divvy out a little bit more money to their family and be able to support their family. So the fact that they will not have to worry about rent going forward, which was all started by the Astros back in May, where they came out and said that they were dedicated to improving the livelihoods and the lives of their minor league players, and they were going to be providing apartments to these guys. It is one of the best things that has ever happened to the game of baseball, because now they can focus more on their craft, and I cannot be more excited. I mean, I even heard a crazy story that minor league baseball players, because they were forced to live in really dingy hotel rooms because that was all that they could afford, they didn't have access to stoves, they were cooking chicken in pans in their bathtubs using hot water. I mean, that's how bad it got. So I could not be more excited. I think that minor league baseball players, their stats are about to get a little bit better because now they can actually focus on playing. I know that Robert Manfred and Major League Baseball, they get a lot of flack for certain things like, oh, the playoff games, they take way too long. They're 4.5, 5 hours, or Robert Manfred doesn't know what he's doing. But this right here, this is a big deal, and I want to salute them because this is fantastic. Now, before we talk about game number 3 of the Red Sox versus the Astros, I do want to recap real quick what happened in game number 2 of the Dodgers versus the Braves. Jocktober happened again, a 2-run shot to tie it off Max Scherzer, and then they had a walk-off to end game number 2, so they are up 2-0, all while Freddie Freeman is 0 for his last 7 with 7 strikeouts in those last 7 ABs. Also, speaking of the Dodgers, shout out to my boy Mateo. When I was on vacation in California, he came up to me and gave me a Dodgers hat. He even signed it for me, so hey, Mateo, thank you, man. And then real quick, in game number 2 of the Red Sox versus the Astros, we saw Boston come away with a 9-5 victory, so the series is evened up at 1 game apiece. Let's go ahead and deep dive into game number 3. Vasquez, he comes up clutch yet again, and Christian Arroyo, he puts the ball in play, and he lets Jose Altuve do the work for him, his second error in the last few games. I think that Altuve, he is fantastic with the stick, and he has shown some defensive improvements, but for whatever reason, when he gets 1 error in the postseason, it turns into 2 and then 3. Hopefully, that does not continue going forward if you're an Astros fan. Kyle Schwarber, he hits a grand slam, a no-doubt pimp job. The Boston Red Sox are the first team in playoff history to have 3 grand slams in a single postseason series. Vasquez and Arroyo, they team up yet again, but this time, Arroyo does not need the help of Altuve making an error. He goes yard as Boston goes up 9-0. Now, here's where Kyle Tucker, he shows that he is here and he is here to stay, continuing on with an insane 2021 campaign with a 3-run ding-dong. But speaking of dingers, look at JD. They call him Just Dingers Martinez. He goes yard, and then Mr. Devers, Rafael, goes yard as well and makes history in the process. That was Rafael's 25th postseason RBI. That is the most ever by a player before their 25th birthday. So we obviously saw the Red Sox punch the Astros in the mouth. They win by a score of 12-3. Now, during this game, Carlos Correa struck out against Eduardo Rodriguez, and Erod mocked Carlos Correa by doing the watch celebration. Like, hey, now it's my time. And Alex Cora was not happy, and I don't think that he was upset that Erod was showing emotion. I think that he doesn't want to give the Astros any more fuel to add to their fire, because we saw what happened after Ryan Tepera opened his fat mouth against the White Sox. The Astros came out in the next game and destroyed them. So again, they're not trying to anger the Astros. That is the last thing you want to do. But then after the game, reporters went up to Carlos Correa and said, hey, what do you think about Erod doing the watch celebration after striking you out? And this is what Carlos had to say. And honestly, I feel like some of you might come away with this with a little bit more respect for Carlos Correa, which is crazy to say.
He did my celebration. I thought it was kind of cool. It's just the way baseball should trend moving forward. You know, we talk about making baseball fun. We talk about baseball, you know, growing and more people coming to watch the sport. You know, you need things like that. You need to let the players have fun. And you know, I loved it personally. I think the game should move in that direction, where you can show emotions, you can be yourself, and you can keep it real. There is a lot of, you know, in the media, whenever you ask me questions, I keep it real all the time, and I say how it is. And there's a lot of fakeness out there, the cliche answers that you get, and I feel like players should be more real, and players should be able to express themselves and have fun. So I love every single bit of it. He pitched a great game. He threw 6 innings, struck out like 7. I mean, he was nasty. His fastball come out was great. So whenever you have a great performance of that against, you know, the #1 offensive team there were season, we were the #1 offensive team in the season, you can do whatever you want, and you should have fun with it.
All I have to say is yes. Yes. Yes, yes. More of this, please. We have to keep this up. If baseball wants to continue to grow and grow, we have to let these players show emotion. And that's exactly what Carlos Correa did after hitting a home run a couple days ago. And then Erod got him back and returned the favor. That is really cool. The clip went viral, and that's what you need. You need viral clips, which is what football has, which is what NBA has with their dunks and everything like that. So if you can stay up to date in terms of virality, baseball is going to continue to grow and grow. So keep it up. Carlos Correa, I'm fully on his side. Just they're getting smacked. So game number 4 is going to be big. Now, as for the games happening today, we have Charlie Morton facing off against Walker Buehler. This is a must-win game for the Dodgers. Now, because the Braves are up 2-0, and I met my boy Mateo over the weekend, I hope that they win this game for Mateo, and I'm rocking out with the Dodgers gear today. Now, the second game happening today is going to be Zach Greinke versus Nick Pivetta. A lot of people are calling this a must-win game, but to me, the Astros are such a fundamentally strong offense that they can keep up for the next few games, even if they go down 3-1. We saw the Dodgers do it against the Braves last year, and if any team is going to do it, to me, it's going to be the Astros. But the Red Sox, I'm not trying to poo-poo on them or anything like that. They are playing out of their mind. I just think that the Astros are so good, you can't ever count them out. But I do want to say the Boston Red Sox, before the season started, I said you need to watch out for their squad, because they still have Chris Sale, they have a lot of pieces, and they're showing that they can be a whole lot better. That 2021 was honestly a fluke season. They were bad, but they were not going to continue to be bad. They're showing that, and a lot of people are saying that they right now are the World Series favorites. Not the Dodgers, not the Braves, not the Astros, the Boston Red Sox. Now, real quick, let's go ahead and talk about the Red Sox rival, the New York Yankees. Aaron Boone was just given a 3-year deal, and a lot of Yankees fans are going off on Twitter saying that this is not right. We have won World Series in the last 21 seasons. We cannot be okay with regular season wins. Now, in my opinion, I feel like the players were to blame in 2021. Joey Gallo was not good. DJ LeMahieu, he was dealing with a hernia, and I do want to mention that he got that corrected, so he should be okay before opening day. And also, I do want to mention that Jameson Taillon, he's going to be out for the next few months with an Achilles-type surgery. He should be okay. But Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman, as well as Hal Steinbrenner, they came out and said that the Yankees really need to emphasize production at shortstop, so moving Gleyber Torres to second base. What does that mean for DJ? Is he going to go to first base and they trade Luke Voit? Are they going to let Anthony Rizzo walk? I'm not sure what happens, but in terms of shortstops, you have Carlos Correa, you have Corey Seager. Heck, you could even trade for Jose Ramirez and put Gio Urshela at shortstop. So let me know in the comment section down below, if you were the GM for the Yankees for a week, what would you do? Would you trade for J-Ram? Would you sign Carlos Correa? Would you sign Corey Seager? What would you do? All right, everyone. Well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching until the end. If you did, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything throughout the season. We're not done just yet. And also, if the Red Sox go to the World Series, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to Fenway. So make sure you guys stick around for that vlog. And to end today's recap, let's enjoy this day in MLB history, where Endy Chavez, he had one of my favorite catches of all time.
And Perez deals. Fastball hit in the air to left field. That's deep. Back goes Chavez, back near the wall, leaping, and he made the catch! He took a home run away from Roland. Trying to get back to first, Edmonds. He's doubled off. He went to the apex of his leap and caught it in the...
Altuve